The first and perhaps most important phase in scapegoat recovery is to feel through your anger. We are taught from a very young age that we're never allowed to be angry or negative and that our feelings are invalid. But you don't need me to tell you that that was bullshit. I don't think there's any more justified anger than being betrayed by the people who were supposed to love and protect you. The people who you thought you were closest to were the same ones who clipped your wings. You're allowed to be angry about that. Your whole life up to this point has been a lie. You're allowed to be angry about that. Prideful, cowardly people exploited you rather than work through their own unresolved trauma. You're allowed to be angry about that. What I did was I wrote a long, unsent letter to my primary abuser. I allowed myself to be as cruel and sadistic as I wanted, since this is an exercise in catharsis and no one will ever see it but me. And anytime I felt my anger surfacing, I would add whatever I wanted to the letter. And while I still have bouts of anger from time to time, I haven't felt the need to add to the letter in well over a year, because after the anger comes the sadness. Your family is never going to see you as the person you actually are. Because all their trauma needs to be externalized, they can only see you in the role they've designated for you. You're never going to have a healthy family. You need to accept that, and you need to allow yourself time to grieve. So cry when you need to, scream into a pillow when you need to, set up a punching bag if you need to. You can't heal what you can't feel. So rather than fight your anger and sadness, think of them as waves you need to ride out. I never fought what I was feeling, but at the same time, I never let those feelings have a say in my life choices, if that makes sense. And eventually, the sadness subsides once you realize that you're the lucky one. And this is not me being Pollyannish. Scapegoat stories are ubiquitous, but if you read the actual parable in the Bible, there were two goats. And what happened to the other goat? They were sacrificed. And that's your relatives. Their true selves have been replaced by the family hive mind. They're fated to be replicas of the head narcissist's false self. Is being accepted by broken people really worth your very essence being snuffed out? Being forever blocked from your core personality, blocked from your true potential? To feel nothing but emptiness and negative emotions? To forever be a validation junkie? They might still be walking and talking, but that doesn't mean they didn't give their lives to this system. So what actually happened to the scapegoat in the Bible? It was sent out into the world. It got to roam free. And what's great is not only is the human brain incredibly elastic and you can heal from pretty much anything, but once you address your subconscious people pleasing, there's no scarlet letter that says you were scapegoated. And when you find healthy people, even if you wind up in another narcissistic system, this is what's funny about scapegoating and why you should never take it personally. Because you can be egregiously scapegoated by one group of narcissists, and then a different narcissistic group encounters you and thinks you're the best thing since sliced bread. Especially the way snapshotting works, sometimes all it takes is a good first impression. I'm currently the golden boy in two narcissistic systems. I'm never going to tell these people I was scapegoated by my family, and they're never going to know. The whole reason I started this channel was because I know how easy it is for scapegoats to succumb to feelings of inferiority and envy. But I'm asking you to look past the facades of the world and really see your relatives who are loved and accepted, and to really see your friends with lots of material wealth and large support systems. Really see them. What price did they pay for that acceptance and support? Do they have joy in their hearts? Are they calm and stoic? Do they have a sense of self? Would they be okay without constant external validation? Are they free from living for supply? This world doesn't try to break the spirits of the people who don't have the power to change it. Everyone saw your potential, except you. And that's why you were scapegoated. And now that you're awake and finally aware of the light inside of you, all your haters are watching. They're very stealth about it, but they're watching everything you do. So I say give them a show. Show them why they tried so hard to keep you down. Show them why they always needed a whole gaggle of them to even think about stepping to just one of you. Give us the plot twist that forces a standing ovation. Refuse to let your story be a sad one.